After surviving the assassination bid on him, Donald Trump, the Republican presidential candidate, has announced his vice president, or a running mate as it is called, in case Donald Trump or the Republicans are elected. And it is JD Vance who has been announced as the vice president candidate. Clearly the race for White House is hitting top gear ahead of elections. And Biden has called Vance clone of Trump. It's very interesting that Biden has quickly started to attack the vice president nominee as well. I want to immediately bring in India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Gita Mohan. But before that, let's first listen in to the announcement that has come in.
He's a clone of Trump on the issues. A clone of Trump on the issues. So I don't see any difference. He's a clone of Trump on the issues. A clone of Trump on the issues. So I don't see any difference.
So this, remember, was the Republican convention to which Biden was responding, that when Vance was announced. Let's have Gita Mohan now in this telecast. Gita, so clearly Trump hasn't wasted any time. Tell us a bit more about this individual, JD Vance, and I hear there's an Indian origin connect here too.
Well, absolutely. He's married to a person of Indian origin, Usha Chilukuri. Both of them studied together in university at Yale and have been married since 2014, have 3 kids. Very important, but the choice, the pick of JD Vance itself is a very important pick because there were important people in contention over here. JD Vance, very young, from Ohio, now is his running mate. He was a former critic. He actually was a critic of Donald Trump, who then later turned supporter. And this is the first, young leader, so to say, a senator from Ohio who is being chosen in the Trump camp, and none other than his running mate as the vice presidential candidate. Imagine the clarity over here coming from the Republican camp, where they know exactly how they're looking at, running the campaign, who they're looking at. And after the decision, Trump on his social media network had announced, saying that after lengthy deliberation and thought and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I've decided that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator JD Vance of the great state of Ohio. Very well thought. If one has to counter the Vice Presidential, the Vice President of America, that is Kamala Harris, should Biden and Harris run for elections and continue in the manner in which they are, then he has countered them by not just having JD Vance, but the fact that he's married to a person of Indian origin. And so there is going to be a lot of questions about Usha Chilukuri, who actually is a lawyer, a practicing lawyer in Ohio. And
her image is on the screen right now, Gita, so it's very interesting. On one side there is an Indian origin vice president, on another, if Donald Trump wins, the wife of the vice president has Indian origins. Very interesting also with regard to the success of the community in the USA, whether it's as a Democrat or as a Republican supporter. All right, Gita, thank you very much. So Biden, while is already charging and making these jibes at the vice president nominee, Donald Trump has gone ahead. You're looking at the 2 men. In case Republicans win, these 2 men will be leading the biggest global power of the world.
Take a look what happened.
The assassination bid on Donald Trump has sent shockwaves across America, and the world is watching too. And Trump already has given his first interview after the deadly attack and said he's not supposed to be here, calling the incident a surreal experience. He's constantly been referring to the fact that he survived is only because of God. The 78-year-old former president, hopeful of a rerun, revealed his upcoming speech on the Republican convention, which was aimed at mostly at Joe Biden's policies, and that it will be, he said that he's going to completely ensure that it will be a chain speech. FBI is leading the assassination investigation. Shooter's motive is being investigated. The fact that he's no more, it will be very difficult to find out. Security arrangements at the Republican convention have also been reviewed. Changes have been implemented in Trump's security right after this incident, and it will, of course, be doubled up. Now, the U.S. Secret Service chief, in a first public statement on Monday, said agency would participate fully in the investigation announced by President Biden in this case. But this, remember, was a huge scare. USA has history of assassinations of its political leaders. Trump narrowly escaped it.